Y'all, it's official. It's official. It's official. It's official. It's official. Guess who's back? Welcome back. It feels so good to be back. Y'all, man, it's like y'all don't understand. Like I'm back. I'm back on the radio. We back to doing the podcast, but I'm by myself now. Like I'm by myself. Ain't nobody in the studio. I am by myself. You know, went solo on that ass, but it's still the same. Man, y'all, like, I don't think y'all understand what's going on. Like, I have my first official show by myself. My first official podcast is me solo dolo. Now, throughout the season, we will have guests, you know what I'm saying? But, this is all me. This is my platform. You feel me? On Excitement Radio. Like, I feel good. It's a blessing. Thank God, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long road. It's been a long road. It's been a long road. You feel me? It's been a long road. But my dog Ben Hop still doing something on here crazy. Ben Hop, what is that? Don't do me like that on my first day. Ben Hop over here, he fucking with the screen and shit, But we here. Thank y'all. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in to the Work in Progress podcast. I am Alce F, your host, your guest, your host, the all and above. You feel me? Like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. You know what I mean? Back again. And first of all, I want to give a shout out. To the Lobster and Shrimp podcast. If y'all know me, if y'all been following me, then y'all know that Lobster and Shrimp was the first podcast that I was ever a part of. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my brother Winston. Shout out to my brother Timothy. They brought me in and made me part of their family day one. You know what I'm saying? Of the podcast. And, we had a long run. Like, we was doing podcasts when podcasts wasn't even popular. We was doing podcasts. Man, I think this was like before the pandemic, like right before the pandemic, we was doing podcasts, and like we was one of the first ones, one of the pioneers. And I learned a lot. We was just in that room and just raw, just going off the dome. You feel me? Pause. But it was an exciting time, and it was just like brothers. It was just like talking with your brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking with y'all right now. So Lobster and Shrimp, that was my first podcast. Once that didn't really transition, I came and I found the Excitement Radio, and I just came in as a guest. So the second shout out goes to For the Culture. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. For the Culture, I learned a lot. I did a bunch of big interviews. You know what I'm saying? Celebrities, you name it, from Trina, Iceberg. Man, we had some of the Trick Daddy. We had some of them ones, Mike Smith. We had some big heavy hitters come through the station, and I was blessed to I was sitting right here, y'all. That was my chair. My corner chair was right there. The main guest would usually be in the middle, and then, our other hosts would be on that side. You feel me? So I was, rubbing elbows with all the big, you know what I'm saying, artists that came through here. So shout out to For the Culture. We're going to keep it at that. But I'm back. I learned what I learned from both them situations. But I always knew deep down in my heart that I wanted to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I was my own boss. Go to work. We got the brand. You feel me? The biggest GTW. You know what I'm saying? So I always knew I wanted to do my own thing. You feel me? Like, when you on someone else's ship, you loving it, you having fun, you learning everything, but it's only so much you could do, because it's only so much shots you could call. You see certain things that, you would do differently. And the way my mind work, I'm always constantly growing. And I done grew. You feel me? And that's why you see me here now. I'm the last man standing. Chat, I'm the last man standing. They can't keep a real one down, dog. We go to work every day, all day. Now we here. This is the Work in Progress podcast. Ben Hop, what are you doing? Stop messing with my screen. Nah, he vibing. Ben Hop, I love Ben Hop. Shout out to Ben Hop. Shout out to Shy Will. Ben Hop owns the radio station. He owns Excitement Radio. And he gave me an opportunity, man. He's given me so many opportunities. And regardless, no matter what happened in my last situation, he, from day one, offered me my own show and said, yo, you've been doing your thing over here. You know how to work the boards. You're self-taught, you know what I'm saying? And like, you've been putting in that work. So immediately he was just like, yo, whenever you want to start your own show, like, you got my blessing. And he let me pick my day. We here on Thursday. We gonna rock out every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. the Work in Progress podcast. All right, y'all. So I had like a format ready. You know what I'm saying? I broke down my show in like segments and all type of shit like that. But it's day one. And I just feel like really just vibing with y'all. I feel like just talking with y'all. I don't want to go off of a script today. I don't want to go off a format today. We got time for all of that. Today, I want to talk my shit. And I want to talk to y'all. I want to introduce myself to y'all. I want to give y'all some more insight, some more background, you know what I'm saying, of me, of Alce. You feel me? And just kind of make it be raw, And this is the Work in Progress podcast. So y'all gonna be able to build with me as each episode. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be perfect day one. We not perfect, and I feel like we live in this social media era to where we feel like we only show the perfection. We only show the good. We only show the results, you feel me, of the good, the hard work. We only show the good side when, it's a lot of grit. It's a lot of no's. It's a lot of things that go bad, that go wrong. It's a lot of late nights. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of, crying tears. It's blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? To really do what you love every day, especially as an entrepreneur. But regardless of your profession, you got to get up and go do it every day when it's hard. And that's when it counts. But that's what this show is about. This show is about talking about those hard times, talking about those tough times, and how we persevere, because we here. So obviously we thriving. Y'all here with me. So I know y'all thriving. We thriving. But it's not easy. And by sharing my story, by bringing people on here to share their story, I know it's going to inspire the people out there. I know it's going to inspire the people out here. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us are going through the same things, but quietly. You know what I'm saying? We not talking about it. You feel me? A lot of us is, we struggling in silence. You know what I mean? A lot of us, we turn to social media sites to make ourselves feel better. You know what I mean? But now let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we gonna do here. We gonna talk about the times that we almost wanted to quit. We gonna talk about when we was down and we, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't know right from left. We didn't know, where to go. What did you do to get out of that? What did you do to climb up out of that? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. You already know you got to come on the show. You already know you got to come through. But it's about what you do to come up out of it. You feel me? And that's what's gonna inspire everybody out there. That's what's gonna push and motivate everybody. So we are a work in progress, and my show is a work in progress. So as y'all join me every week, we're gonna build. We're gonna build. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get merch. You know what I'm saying? I'm still bouncing through logos right now. I got one right now, but I don't know if I'm going to stick to it. I want y'all opinion. You feel me? I want y'all to be a part of this process as I'm building. Because I could have waited. I could have, waited to do this show, make sure I had all my merch, make sure I had my poster and my banner and stuff like that. But I said, nah, man, I'm not going to wait. You know what I'm saying? when you have an opportunity right in front of you, it's no time is better than the present. You know what I'm saying? I'll figure it out as I go along. We gonna build together as I go along. This don't have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? I could be waiting on an order for my merch while I'm giving y'all the show, and then next week when y'all see the merch come in, boom, I got the merch, you know what I'm saying, right here for y'all. And y'all was a part of that. I want y'all input. I want some ideas like fresh from the audience, from you guys, because this show is about you. You know what I'm saying? We are all a work in progress. You feel me? So, man, that I'm happy y'all, listen, I feel good, man. I'm feeling good. What up? Hola, Nelly. How you doing? We live on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Episode 1. We lit. We back. LCF is back in the building. You feel me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But man, this has been a long journey. You know what I'm saying? To say the least. To say the least. And I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, what story I wanted to tell about my journey in the early years. It's been so many. It's been so many, so many. But your time, my brother. Nah, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I definitely wanted to talk about one of the times, man. Like it was so crazy. It was early on in my music career. I don't even know if I could call it a music career. I was rapping. It was my first mixtape that I was working on from the ground up. I was living in Tampa, Florida. I had just moved out to Tampa from Miami, and I taught myself the program. I forgot the program I was using at the time to record. I want to say it was like Fruity Loops or something like that. So, at my apartment, my homeboy, he had a studio set up, and yo, like every night I was in that studio just recording myself, recording my mixtape. I'd go to sleep late, then I'd get up. I have school in the morning. Yes, I was enrolled in college still. I wasn't a college dropout just yet. Just yet. You know what I'm saying? Wait for the story to continue. I wasn't a college dropout just yet. But, I was going to class in the morning, recording all night. And then I also had an overnight job. When I wasn't home recording, I had an overnight job at Walmart. So I worked the overnight at Walmart. I had class in the morning, and then in between that, I was at home recording my mixtape. And when I tell you, like, I did this every day, and at Walmart, I worked in the warehouse, so it wasn't no easy job. You know what I'm saying? Like I was working like labor working. You feel me? So it was I just remember, man, I was just so locked in, man. It was work, school, record, and I ain't budge. It was tunnel vision. I just remember wanting to get this mixtape out so bad, right? And those were the days where you would go get your mixtape covers, you burn your CDs. We were still burning CDs, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I come from that era. So I was burning my mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? I designed my album, my mixtape cover, and I remember going to get like 500 copies printed out of my mixtape cover. So one night while I was at work, overnight at Walmart, my homeboy, he came through and he delivered my CD covers for me. He went and picked it up for me. Big old box. I remember being so excited as soon as he brought it to my job. Like, I cut the box open. I had my box cutter. I cut it open, and there it was, my first mixtape. My first mixtape cover from the ground up, front and back. It had the gloss. It had the glossy cover on it, and it was just so clean. I was just so proud, man. It was a moment I was so proud, where I was just like, I did the work. You feel me? And this is my first mixtape, and I did it. I recorded it myself, did it myself. Pressed the CD, pressed the album covers myself, and then it was off to burning the CDs. You know what I'm saying? That night, I remember getting off work. Like I said, I had been going hard for like several months. So I'm driving home from work, and like midway through the drive, I noticed like, yo, I start nodding off. Like, I'm getting sleepy. I start nodding off. And then I'm like, nah. Like, I could make it to the crib, right? I'm like literally like 2 blocks from the crib. I nod off like 2 more times. I get back up. I get control of the wheel. I said, nah, I got this. I'm gonna make it to the crib. I'm gonna make it to the crib. I turn into the complex of my apartment. So I'm basically home sweet home. I turn into the complex. I'm driving and I nod off one more time. Y'all, this time when I woke up, hey, a nigga was in the middle of a somersault, flipping upside down. I had flipped my car. I fell asleep behind the wheel. I'm not sure how long I fell asleep, but I don't know what I hit or what happened, but it was long enough to where when I came to, I was upside down in my car. I flipped my car. I was upside down, and I just remember seeing like a little fire over where the radio section was, and I sprung into, I was in survival mode. I just remember kicking the I got out of my seatbelt, and then I kicked the window open, and then just crawled out for safety. And then it's so crazy. I remember the first feeling that I had. I just remember screaming, "Fuck, fuck," and I was like punching the air. And the first feeling that I had, man, was just, I know I should have been happy that I was alive, but I just remember feeling so hurt. I just remember thinking like, man, all my hard work, like, it was for nothing. Like, I remember sitting on that pavement and my car upside down is completely smashed, it's completely totaled, and my mixtape covers are all over the ground. Like, my mixtape covers are all over the ground. They in the grass. They just it's just everywhere. And I just remember looking like, damn, I felt defeated. I felt defeated. And then I remember by the time the police and the ambulance came on the scene, one of the officers, this motherfucker, he go ask me, "Are you some type of rapper or something?" Cause he seen my flyers all over the floor. But he seen the way I looked at him, and he knew. He was just like, all right, I'm gonna leave you alone right now. You feel me? And I just remember them just talking to me, and they was just like, asking me if I wanted to go to the hospital, and literally blood was running down. What was it? I think my right eye. Blood was running down my right eye, and the only thing I could think about was my mixtape, and where do I go from here? And like, damn, like, this is a big setback. And I just remember, man, fuck the hospital. Let me tell y'all, I declined like medical treatment, but when I tell you I needed to go to the hospital, so I walked to the hospital. Like, at that point, I was just so like, I didn't want to be bothered by anybody. I remember walking to the hospital myself so I could just think, you know what I'm saying, and think. And I'm gonna tell you what, from that moment, you would think like, I just got back on the horse and like, just started doing my thing again. But nah, man, I went down a dark road after that. You know what I'm saying? You know where it say 2 wrongs don't make a right? Well, I was 10 wrongs. I was doing 10 wrongs. You feel me? It was kind of like I had this attitude like, well, fuck it. Like, if I did all of that, I did everything the right way. I was going to school. I was holding down a job. I was recording my mixtape, and this could still happen to me. Fuck it. I might as well wild out. I might as well just, you know what I'm saying, bullshit. You feel me? Because why this had to happen to me? That was the attitude I had, and it was the wrong attitude to have, because guess what? More trouble found me. You know what I'm saying? Like, more trouble found me. So, not to make a long story longer, but man, it got so dark to where like I wasn't doing music no more. I wasn't doing music anymore. I had got into some legal trouble, and then some more legal trouble, to the point where my brothers in Jacksonville, They said, you know what? Listen, man, like you headed down the wrong path. And you know what? My big brother Frito, shout out to him. He said, yo, I'll pay for all your legal issues, court fees, whoop de whoop. I'll pay for all that shit. But you gotta move up. You gotta come up here to Jacksonville. You gotta enroll in school and you gotta get your shit together. And you gotta leave Tampa behind. You gotta leave all your friends behind. All that shit you've been getting into, you gotta leave it behind. I had no choice. I mean, at this point, my legal issues, my, I couldn't pay for it, so I had no choice. But it was the best choice for me. So I went up to Jacksonville, enrolled in University of North Florida, and I was in Jacksonville for about a year. And was in school. Had got a job at like a children home facility. Had got a job. I was working there. Good job. You feel me? Was in school. I wasn't doing music, but I was still writing. I don't know why I was still writing, but I probably was writing more than I ever wrote before in my life. Like I was work, school, and then when I came home, I was at the computer writing. I was writing over freestyles. I was writing over original music. I was just free writing. I just remember writing every day. I didn't stop writing. That was one thing I never stopped doing. Even though I didn't have access to a studio, I didn't. Nah, he definitely was a top tier sibling savior. Hey, definitely was top tier sibling savior, man. Shout out to my brother Frito. He definitely saved the kid for real, for real. But I was writing every day. I didn't have access to a studio, so I didn't record nothing, but I never stopped writing. I continued to write. And then one day I'm at work. Nah, for real, for real. So one day I'm at work and my sister Ghislaine called me. This is another, you talk about top tier sibling savior. That was my brother saved me. He got me out of a jam. And then look what my sister Ghislaine did, my big sister. So she calls me one day at work, right? And, I'm talking to her, I'm on my break. And she's just asking me how school going, how work is going, you know what I'm saying? Like, just how's life? You feel me? Like, so, I'm letting her know, like, yeah, I'm enrolled in this class, I'm taking that, at work, I work with the kids, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, blah, blah, blah. It's cool. I get a decent pay. I like it. You feel me? I told her, like, yo, once I'm done with school, I see myself getting a higher position here, caseworker, case manager, blah, blah, blah. So my sister knows me well. Sometimes I didn't know how well she knew me, but she knew me very well. So after I finished telling her all of that, she then goes on and says, okay, that's what's up. But are you happy? Are you happy doing this? And I just remember freezing. I froze. I froze for a second. And I stuttered, but I said, yeah, I'm happy. And she was like, okay. And hung up. When I tell you, like, I sat there for a minute and like I just let it soak in, like what she said to me, and just it was just this electricity that just ran through my body. And then I remember getting off a break. I went back into my job. I went to the team lead, Dwayne. I remember to this day, Dwayne was cool as hell. I went to Dwayne and I said, yo, Dwayne, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. I'm quitting. I'm leaving school. I'm dropping out of school. And I'm going back to pursue my passion in music. Just like that. Just like that. That one conversation with my sister and her asking me if I was happy. And me stuttering and telling her, yeah, knowing I was lying. Like, I gave her my whole plan. I told her how I was going to graduate. And then I was going to get a higher position at the job. Thank you, Brown Sugar. I appreciate you. How I was going to get a higher position at the job with my degree and whoop-de-woo. And she just asked me, are you happy? And I knew she knew, you feel me? And I knew it. And just that moment there, I quit my job. I went back, told my brother, like, yo, man, thank you for pulling me out that hole when you did. Like, I don't know where I would be without you, but I'm dropping out of school. I'm going after my dreams for real this time. And I'm not quitting. You know, I'm not a quitter. You feel me? And at that moment, I think that's what ran through my head. I felt like when my sister asked me that after I finished giving her like my plan, you feel me, for to work a 9 to 5 and to graduate and to become I don't even know what the fuck I wanted to become. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking team lead manager at the group home, which is, listen, I love working with kids, which is something that I still I'm working on right now and I still want to do. But that wasn't my passion. That wasn't, that wasn't what was in my heart. So I knew immediately I wasn't happy and I had to do something about it. So I quit, put in my 2 weeks notice that day, you know, dropped out of my classes in school and prepared my comeback. And here we are today. Here we are today, where I got my own podcast. I'm here with y'all. I'm sharing my story with y'all. And, obviously it's been a lot of stuff in between that. It's been a long journey. I even took, 2020, between 2023 and 2025, I took a break from music to focus on podcasts and to sharpen my skills as a podcaster. Towards midway 2025 of last year, towards the end, I got back into music full throttle. I never stopped even the previous years. I just wasn't doing it full time. Dropping singles here and there, but I was focusing on the radio station and being a host and being a podcast and being media, which, man, it's opened so many doors for me. It's opened so many doors for me to the point where I was just like, okay, now it's time for me to get back into being an artist, the artist that I truly believe that I am. And man, when I tell you, it's just been so much success. Y'all been showing me so much love. Lambo, my new single Lambo is out right now. Make sure you hit the link tree in my bio. Add Lambo to your playlist. I'm telling you, Lambo is gonna blow. You want to add that to your playlist today. Spotify, Apple Music, it's on everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For sure. But yes, y'all. Make sure you hit the link in my bio. And my album Varsity Blues 3 is available for purchase. All right. It's direct to consumer. It's only $5.99. If you hit the link in my bio, you'll see on my link tree, it'll say Varsity Blues 3, the album. And I did that, man, as an independent artist. It's a lot going on with us right now to where we're fighting for our rights as independent artists. We're not getting our fair share from streams. It's always been like that, and it's getting worse and worse. So I've been an advocate of pushing and selling my product directly to my fans, directly to you guys, to where you own it straight outright, and I get paid straight outright for the music. And that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be no middleman collecting all of this bread and we only getting pennies on the dollar, So I know it's a scary thing to do. A lot of people don't like to do direct to consumer, but I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. You know what I'm saying? So what would help me a lot, y'all, for $5.99. What's the name of your show? Going to post the clip. Oh, the name of the listen to the radio, man. I'm on live. It's Work in Progress Podcast. God, Ben Hop is killing me, y'all. He interrupting the show. I gotta text him. He wanna post a clip. Hold on, y'all. My fault. But because he wanna post a clip, Work in Progress Podcast. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. My fault. That's Ben Hop. That's the owner of the radio station and my DJ. He's excited. He about to post a clip of me. Right now he already chopped up a clip of me talking, and he gonna post it on the website. But he needed the name of the podcast. He forgot the name. But where was I? Where was I? No, yeah, man. So yeah, man, fighting for artist rights. I'm a leader. I'm a leader in that, and that's why I put out my album. I skipped the DSPs. I skipped, you know what I'm saying, and I put out my full album for purchase, and it's $5.99. You sign up on the Even platform. You put in your email address, your phone number. You join for free, and then you'll have access to my album. You hit the $5.99, pay $5.99, and you got my full album, 10 songs. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's directly from me to you, from you to me. There's no middleman. There's no corporate. There's none of that. None of that. I am corporate. We are our own business. You know what I'm saying? So fuck that. It's the year of cutting out the middlemen and owning the rights to your shit. You feel me? But with that being said, you know, man, this show is gonna be about hearing so many people's stories and how they persevered, and what it was early on in their career that may have been holding them back, that have probably had them thinking about quitting, but they persevered. Something happened to where, like a story like mine, like I said, my brother ended up getting me out of a jam, and then my sister ended up saying something to me that just, reawoken my passion and made me realize that that wasn't the, where I was going. That wasn't gonna make me happy. This is what makes me happy. This, talking to y'all, you feel me, and sharing my light and sharing my story is what makes me happy. Being behind this microphone is what makes me happy. Giving my life story to the world, you know what I'm saying, with my gifts and my talent, that's what makes me happy. Being on stage, you feel me, touring the world, you feel me, we manifesting right now. That's what we doing, is what makes me happy. And y'all gonna be along the ride the whole time. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Listen, again, if anybody want to call in, the number is 305-749-6004. All right? The number is 305-749-6004. All right? I'm going to play some music real quick, you know what I'm saying? Just so we could transition a little bit. I'm going to play some music. We going to vibe out. And then I'm going to come back and we going to chop it up a little bit more. Again, this is the Work in Progress podcast. You rocking with your boy, Alce F. Back again, back against the wall, by myself, solo dolo, one mic, one headphone. One mic, one headphone. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop the boy. We live in effect. I got my people with me. I got everybody on TikTok live. They vibing with me. They fucking with me. I got everybody on excitementradio.com. They fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? So we lit. We lit like that. All right, y'all. I'm going to play some vibes, and then we going to be right back. Oh, we back. We are back. You know what I'm saying? We back just like that. We young bosses, and we bossed up. We fly young bosses, and we bossed up. You know what I mean? You supposed to boss up your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's important. You always got to look at your landscape, and you got to know when it's time to pivot. You know what I'm saying? Now there is a such thing of playing your hand too quick. There is a such thing as, outshining the master too early. Because if you read the 48 Laws of Power, one of the number one rules is never outshine the master, and that's true up until a certain point. You know what I'm saying? It's true up until a certain point. You feel me? And you got to know when it's your time. You got to know when God is speaking to you. You got to know when God is telling you to chill, and you got to know when he's telling you to go. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be really aligned and in tune to be able to hear that. You feel me? And I want to say, me personally, I thank God for all of the trials and tribulations that He put me through. I want to say and we just gonna keep it within this decade, you know. And when I say decade, I feel like the decades move within a 5-year span now, not 10 years. So I'm talking from 2020 to 2025. I feel like, well, the real trials came from 2020 to, I say, 2023. What All of the things that He put me through within that time, I feel like really prepared me for this past year that I had in 2025. Without getting too specific, because that's not what this show is about. This show ain't about, you know what I'm saying, airing out dirty laundry and all of that. But one thing that I would say is, yo, this industry is gritty, it's slimy, it's cutthroat. And if you really not built for this, if you don't love this with every fiber of your bone and your cell, don't get into this shit, because it's a dirty game. It's a dirty game. They play for keeps, and they play raw. You feel me? And the people that play the rawest are the people that's usually next to you. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, but fortunately, I figured that out in 2025. It was a lot of that happening around me, but it was because I was starting to elevate. It was because I was starting to not fit or not stay in this box that people wanted me to stay in. Cause you cool when you in that box. You feel me? Like, it's all good when you in that box. You know what I'm saying? You operating within that box. You doing good now. You still doing your thing, but you not going outside of that. You operating within that space. And that's where you're safe. That's where they want to keep you. Oh, that was my praise Lord alarm. If y'all heard that, that was my alarm reminding me to read my Bible scripture. So we going thank you, Lord. But you know, they want you right there. Once you playing within their means, within their boundaries, they love you. It's cool. But once you start to realize your value and you start moving in that space, you start moving and you start doing things, you know, that's gonna raise your value, and you know what your value is, that's when, you know, you become a threat. And that's when, you know, those attacks start happening. You feel me? So it was something, I say, fortunately, I experienced that 2025, because, like I said, everything God had done before that time prepared me for that attack, and it prepared me for the pivot that I had to do. You feel me? So I wouldn't take any of it back. But when I tell you, yo, I lost a lot of friendships, partnerships, relationships, family ships, everything in 2025. Lost, like, just straight up cut ties. And it was what had to happen. All it showed confirmation to me that, yo, you're growing. You're actually growing. You're doing the work. You're growing. You're getting closer to God. You're focused on your craft. You're getting better at your craft. You're elevating yourself. And people see that. People see it. People would tell me, you know. But the people that was around me, they wasn't too happy. They wasn't too happy. You know, but it was a lesson. It was a lesson. It was a lesson in everything, because it really showed me that I could handle all of the pressure and the grit that comes in this industry. It showed me that I could stay calm within the storm. It showed me that I have this patience about myself. I always had patience. I've always had patience, you know. But that was a next level. It really, really was a next level of patience that I had to have, and knowing when to be silent, and then knowing when to be vocal, knowing when to be still, and knowing when to move, knowing when to play defense, and knowing when to go on offense. Like, it was a daily battle. And if anybody out there know what I'm talking about, you know the type of battle this is. And I don't want to get too deep, you know what I'm saying? This is episode 1, but this is not just a battle in the physical realm, but it's also a battle in the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be ready for that type of battle. You know what I'm saying? Fuck a hand-to-hand combat or whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. That's nothing compared to the battle you have to prepare within the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can't go with you. They can't go with you. You know what I'm saying? It's not meant for them to go with you. When you start elevating, you're gonna see the people that start falling off. You're gonna start to see the people that wasn't meant to go with you. You're gonna start to hear the criticism. You're gonna start to hear the slander. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, what? Who he think he is? Who she think she is? She ain't all that. He ain't all that. Who they think they is? That's what they be thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, nah, he doing too much. Nah, she doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, you good, but you ain't that good. You cool, but, we want to keep you at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I never been that. Never will be. You know what I'm saying? So if my elevation and my confidence makes you uncomfortable, man, I can't do nothing for you. I can't do nothing for you. You feel me? But we're gonna keep on doing this for the right reasons. And I know a lot of people in the industry go through these things. I know we hear so many stories, especially today in Hollywood with these, big stars coming out and telling their story and talking about the things that happen in the industry. Yo, it's a lot of shit that goes on in the background that, we just see the result on, social media. And usually by the time it make it to social media, the facts aren't there. The facts ain't the facts. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more stuff that happened in the background that you won't know about. You just saw some of the end results of it. You know what I mean? But that being said, I thank God that he made me a soldier, and he made my passion for this music and this career and this business so deep that I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't scare nothing. You feel me? I know my mama, I know my daddy, I know my God. You feel me? I know who I am. That's another thing, identity. Self-identity is so important. If you don't have an identity, a self-identity for yourself, you're food. You're freshman, you're fresh meat. If people could smell that you don't have a self-identity about yourself, and you don't have a strong identity, and you know what I'm saying, just kind of going with the wind, or you going with what he said and she said and he said and they said and woo-de-woo, you are a walking target. And that's not just only in this industry. That goes for everything. That goes for any field that you in. That goes for life. Because people will play with you if they can sense that you don't have a self-identity intact. So, and it sounds easier than what it really is, but really, really figure out if you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you know your why. Make sure you always, going back, you write down your morals and your values, and you're always going back to it. And if you have to revise it or look at it, you know what I'm saying, to remind yourself, your why is so important. Make sure you know your why, and then go back to it. You know what I'm saying? Weekly or monthly, because sometimes it may change, but know your why. Know your core. Know the core things about yourself that you need to know, because if you don't know it, somebody else is going to create it. If you don't know your self-identity, if you don't have your core values and morals intact, someone else will create it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, G shit. And especially in this industry, they're gonna wave that carrot in front of you to for you to allow them to create your self-identity. You know what I'm saying? For them to tell you who you are. They're gonna use your passion, they're gonna use your aspirations, all of that against you. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. Or they tried. You feel me? I've been scammed a few times. I ain't even gonna front here. And if anybody that's rapping and you done been rapping for some years, you know what I'm saying? You come from a certain era, like you've been scammed. And all that means is that you was really trying shit. You was really trying things to better advance your career. So when you are really trying shit, you gonna gamble on some shit. So of course you gonna be scammed. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just know what it looks like. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'll make sure I follow back. Make sure I follow back. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to Michelle Renee in the building. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. 2026 is in motion. We in big motion. Chanel Renee, welcome to the live. If you are new here, today is my first day of my podcast episode. So you are special. Everybody that's in here is super special to me and for tuning in. And I thank y'all. I will be here every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. So set your alarm. It's called the Work in Progress Podcast. 7 to 9 p.m. every Thursday right here. We will be live. Today is my first episode. So, I'm Dolo. I'm flying solo dolo. Next week, I do have a guest set to come in. And from there, I want to keep on booking, and invite people. As the podcast grows, like I was telling everybody, I'm going to add some more things, some merch. I'm going to get some more equipment so we have more camera angles. My banner is going to go up on the wall. And I was saying earlier that like I could have waited. I could have waited till all that stuff came in and not start the podcast and waited till it came in. But nah, this is the Work in Progress podcast. So y'all got to see the work in progress in real time. This ain't no fakery. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wait till everything is perfect when everything ain't perfect? Everything ain't perfect. It will never be perfect. You know what I'm saying? We gotta work. We gotta work within the boundaries. We gotta pivot. We gotta do different things. You know what I'm saying? We gotta adjust. And even when we adjust, something left field is gonna come at us again. So nothing is ever gonna be perfect. Start now. It's the progress. You feel me? We start with this is day one. And like I said, I like to say progress. You know what I'm saying? Because we progressing up. You feel me? So yeah, I want y'all to come along on the journey with me as I develop and build this community, this podcast, and we do it together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are part of this just as I am. I'm just a vessel. I came up with the idea, but this doesn't flourish without y'all. This doesn't grow without y'all. Excitement Radio, all my people, our world, our way. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't grow without y'all. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I feel y'all excitement. Y'all getting me hype. Woo! Woo! It feels so good to be back. We back live. And we gonna play some music again. We gonna come back so we could wrap the show. We got a little bit of time, but I'm gonna play some music. I'm gonna play some vibes. Y'all let me know what y'all want to hear. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to hear something, y'all want to put in a request, go ahead, let me know. I'll see if we got it in the system, and I'll go ahead and drop that for y'all. Again, if you want to call in to the show, I do accept calls. The number is 305-749-6004. Tap in, call in, we could chop it up. You could probably give one of your testimonies. You could give your story. You know what I'm saying? We rocking out. It's just us in here in the studio. Look. Look. You know what I'm saying? It's just us. It's just us. We here. We live. This is your show. This is my show. This is our show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cut into the music. We're gonna pay these bills, and then we'll be back in just a second.
Worse the second time around.
You know what I'm saying? And intentional, being intentional, I feel like is a powerful thing. It's a real thing. But you gotta know what you're being intentional about. You know what I'm saying? Just saying I want to be more intentional, I feel like you end up not being, you don't end up doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So like, what do you want to be intentional about? Is it about communicating, acting, you know, finishing something do you have trouble finishing things when you started? Like, what do you want to be intentional about? I know for me, one of my things is finishing what I started, you know, especially doing what I do, being someone who wear a lot of hats, um, you know, in my business, in my industry. I want to be intentional about finishing tasks when I started, of finishing a plan, finishing a vision before moving on to the next. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my main things that I want to be more intentional about. And also decision making. I want to be super intentional about making fast decisions and then acting on it fast as well. One thing I did learn a couple days ago, it was I was actually putting this in play. I was putting this intention into play to where this opportunity came my way, and I was just like, yo, you gotta make a decision and act fast on it. You know what I'm saying? Because these opportunities just don't come around like that. And you said you want to be intentional about making fast decisions and acting even faster. You feel me? So I was conflicted because it was like, okay, I want to move fast, but something is telling me to analyze this first. You know what I'm saying? I know speed kills. I know this game is young, and it's about speed, but you still need to analyze, you know what I'm saying, certain opportunities that come your way. So I prayed about it, and God was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know you wanna, you in this mode where you intentional about just making a decision and acting, but yo, slow down just a little bit. Do some research, you know, wait a couple hours. You feel me? Before you decide on this move. Just wait a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? You're still moving fast enough. Moving fast doesn't mean doing something without thinking. You still gotta break it down. You still gotta think about what's the best move. And yeah, I was happy that I was able to slow down. You feel me? It was an investment decision where I was gonna have to send some bread out. You feel me? And I'm talking like major bread to someone that I don't even know. He's a mentor. He's $1 million mentor and shit like that, and that's cool. You know, I believe him, and he does his thing. But for me to just meet you, well, barely met you, speak to you over the phone, and I just gotta believe everything you told me, and send you, you know what I'm saying, 5 grand or whatever, um, because you had some big real estate talk and you told me some things over the phone. Now, granted, it was tempting because everything that he was talking about is everything that I want to get into. When it comes to investment properties, so it was tempting, and I thought about it like, damn, like what if this is one of those situations, and then you look back and you regret it, and it's like God was sending you. You know what I'm saying? He was dropping it in your lap. He sent this person to you. But one thing I know, that when God sends something, you shouldn't be confused. You shouldn't be conflicted. It shouldn't feel hard to make a decision on something. When God truly sends you something, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna click. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be hard to make a decision. So I already knew it wasn't what I needed to do. And not to call Buddy a scammer or nothing like that. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I was not willing to make that type of move. You know what I mean? Um, so being in where was I about being intentional? Being intentional is important, but like I said, that was my example of being intentional on making fast decisions and acting on it even faster. It's good, but you still have to, you know what I'm saying, take a deep breath and evaluate the landscape. So that was my little, that was my little thing. Who just jumped in here? Sketch. What they do? What they do? What they do. But yeah, man. Um, Another thing I forgot to tell y'all, we are shooting. I am part of a movie cast. That's something that another thing that like I said, I wear many hats, but I'm part of a movie cast, foreign exchange. We started shooting. Did we start shooting in December or January? No, we started shooting in Jan. We started shooting this month, but we had been practicing for like the past 2 months, November and December. But we started officially shooting in January. And let me tell y'all, man, like acting is completely different than music. I figured like, man, I shot a bunch of music videos. I done perform on stage. I know how to act. Acting ain't nothing. And it's different. Acting is different. Even just being prepared mentally, physically, being on set for hours and hours when even it's not even your scene. Um, Movies, like playing in a movie, is extremely different. And I'm having fun though. I'm having a ball. I'm having a ball. Ashley, why my little sister calling me? I know she got TikTok. Let me send her the live. Let me send her the live. Cause that way she could just tap into the live. She trying to call. Where you at, Ash? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Like, just go to the live, Ash. Go to the live. Where you at, sis? Where you at, sis? Where you at, sis? You ain't on my list. That mean you don't be tapped into my live, huh? That's crazy. That's crazy. It be your own people. It be your own people. All right, I sent her the live so she could come on here and check me out. But yeah, man, shooting the movie. We shooting the movie, foreign exchange, and dog, I've been having a blast. Like, I mean, the first day on set was a little but like since then, I've been having a blast on set. I'm really getting into my character, AJ. He plays like a street. He plays like a street but cool. That cross between like um a street nigga and a educated nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like he got like that good he got that good balance. So it's been fun playing him. And then I'm a leader in that movie, and I got my you know what I'm saying, I got my goons and my street niggas, you know what I'm saying? That's something we actually still trying to figure out and map out where we gonna distribute the movie. Because we're not done shooting the movie yet. It's we'll probably be done shooting by April, March. Let me see. No, not March because we going. Yeah, maybe March, April, maybe March, April, because I think the contracts don't go no further than April. So March, April, and then we've been talking with some people from Prime. Um, um, what's another one? Prime. It was a couple more. I can't forget. But shit, even if we just put it on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna send out that link. I got y'all. Y'all already know. You already know. Y'all already know. But but yeah, man, I can't wait. Can't wait. Foreign exchange is going good. We got a fashion show this Friday. So if you're in the Miami area, we have a fashion show tomorrow night in Wynwood, the Wynwood district. If you outside, pop out, jump in my DMs for um information, tickets to the show, the whole nine, etc. You know what I'm saying? So let me know how y'all feeling. Friday is the fashion show. For the month of February, man, I got so many shows, so many things booked and lined up. I don't want to talk about it just yet. You know, we unrolling because y'all know I got a bunch of ops. You feel me? And I don't even like saying that. But it's just like you got to let people know, especially on these platforms, that you see them. You got to let them know that you see them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't want to say too much. Lately, I've been keeping a lot of things close to the chest. Like, I didn't even announce this podcast on social media until today. Like, nobody knew. I didn't announce this podcast literally 2 hours. I announced it, what was it? 2 to 3 hours before coming here is when I announced the podcast. Because it don't give people enough time. And like, you know, like I said, I believe in God first and foremost, but people will try to put negative energy on what you got going on. And you know what I'm saying? Your boy been public enemy number one for like the past couple months. Right? Right? You know, I'm shocked I got ops too, but like I was saying earlier, if you didn't catch it, if you caught it earlier, I was saying that that's natural when you start growing, when you start elevating in life, when you start elevating in your career, your faith, just everything. When you start acting like the future you, when you start, you know, walking in that presence, in that energy, you start walking in that light. People don't always, not everybody like it. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can handle it. You know, people get jealous. People feel a certain type of way. People feel like you leaving them behind. You know what I'm saying? All type of crazy shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, by nature, it creates opposition. But sometimes it could be nothing that you really did like that. Like I said, you really just being you. And I really just be being me. Y'all see, I be vibing. I be chilling. But this is me. This is who I am. You know what I'm saying? You gonna see me performing at a talk show one night, then you gonna see me come here and do my own talk show another night. You know what I'm saying? You gonna see me out on a big stage somewhere. You feel me? And then you gonna see me maybe on a small stage somewhere. When you look on social media, I know you see my posts. You gonna look up and I dropped a new song. Bang. But people don't feel comfortable with that because you're doing a lot of the things that they wanted to do, that they set out for themselves to go do, for whichever reason, whatever, they ain't doing it. But you know, it's it's just one of those things that come with the territory. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed through it overall. I wouldn't change a thing about it. I'm blessed. I'm God-given. I'm protected. God gave me a gift to create, so we gonna create. We created this show, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna keep on building and creating on top of it, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about. I'm a creator. So I'm gonna create, baby. I'm gonna create, baby. You know what I mean? Keep up. Keep the fuck up. You know what I mean? But yo, listen, my time is coming to an end soon. I want to open up the floor. If y'all have any questions for me, feel free to drop it in the chat while y'all here. If y'all have any questions for me, you know what I'm saying? Drop it in the chat. We'll talk about it on live. Again, we are on excitementradio.com. We're streaming live. Shout out to Ashley. That's my little sister. She's in the chat. She got married in September. Beautiful wedding, probably the biggest wedding, most expensive wedding I've ever gone to. Y'all holla at Ashley. That is my little sister. She's a wife now. She married. You know what I mean? So she really the big dog now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Again, if y'all have any questions, drop it in the chat. If you want to call in, the number is 305-749-6004. Yeah, man, I'm happy, y'all. I did it. It's my first podcast officially by myself. It's my show, my thoughts. my creation. Everybody that stayed through the show, listened to my story, people that came in and out, I appreciate all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, when did I get into music and acting? Well, acting, I got into acting a couple months ago. This is not something that I've been doing. It's new. Really, my homie who's a director, he just called me out to lunch one day and was just like, "Yo, like I'm doing this movie, like I wanna put you in it." And down the line, I realized that he actually needed some executive help with the movie. That's why he asked me, and he asked me a little bit after that too, like, "Yo, can you like, be like what did he call it? It's the person that handles the other cast people, you know what I'm saying? Because he felt like he wasn't a good communicator, so he needed somebody to communicate to the rest." I'm like, come on, man, you feel me? But um, you know, I told him I'll be a part of it, and like I said in the beginning, it didn't look so good. It looked like it was just gonna be one of them bootleg movies that never got off the ground. But no, man, like working as a team, like that team, man, that team means so much. So being on set and having different actors and actresses and other people that's just like maybe entourage or doing something on the scene, just to see how with each take everybody get more invested, everybody get more like, yo, you could deliver that, like, you know what I'm saying? People started coaching, we started coaching each other. And it was a community which it felt dope. I understand when people like come off the set of these long, big movies that's gonna probably go win an Oscar or something. Sometimes they cry when it's over because it's like a real family, you know what I'm saying, like situation when you shoot in a movie. But yeah. So this is new. Acting is new. Music, man, music just been a part of me my whole life. But I say I started recording and taking myself more seriously. I say in 2016. 2016 is a year that I want to say like it clicked in my brain like no, you I always knew I could do it, but I told myself you're gonna do this. Like you're gonna do this. You're gonna do this and you're gonna be great at it. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be amazing. People gonna know who you are. You're gonna be great at it. You'll be able to really push your message through your music. And I wanna say in 2016 I went to the P. Diddy music conference. Every time I talk about this, people be making fun. Cause they be like, "Oh, you party with Diddy? You party with Diddy?" I did go to a Diddy party, and that shit was lit. What you want me to say? What you want me to say? What you want me to say? It was none of that funny stuff that that y'all seen on the documentary. I ain't seen none of that. All I know is Diddy was where he had the whole fountain blue, and he was throwing an event. The music conference. I got handpicked to perform at that conference, and he was giving out. I remember Ciroc was still like the shit, and the party had like unlimited amount of Ciroc for free. Like it was waitresses walking around with shots of Ciroc, like bottles everywhere. People pouring, and like it was free, no cost. When I tell you Diddy know how to throw a party. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Ashley Murray, what's up, love? I mean, Diddy know how to throw a party. You feel me? I remember seeing DJ Khaled walk through there. But 2016, being around all of that, and then also being able to perform on stage, and it being memorable, and people remembering my song, like it was like euphoria. Like I remember after I had got off stage, it was such a rush. I had to find like a little corner to go sit in, like away from the crowd because I was just so overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say 2016 is when I like really told myself like, no, like you don't think you can do this. You're not gonna play with this no more. Like, no, this is your livelihood. So yeah, man. Yeah. So we here. 10 years, 10 years, 10 years. So that means it'd be my 10-year anniversary. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. No, it's a you know, I think all of us have like such a beautiful story. I feel like because we're the main character in the story, we don't take time to reflect and look back, on it and the things that we've done, the things that we've overcome. You know what I'm saying? Like we'd by the time we even think about it, we on to the next. But now I recommend, just kind of thinking back and thinking of the stuff you've overcome. It gives you strength in the current. And then you think about the future you and you think about what you've became. And it's like, okay, now you're trying to catch up to the future you, or you're trying to bring the future, you come in closer, you know? And that's what I'm doing here today. I feel like by me setting the tone and starting my new podcast, um, closing the gap. You know what I'm saying? Man, February is big. February is big. I'm meeting tomorrow with one of the event planners for the one of the big events for February. I think it's at the end of February. So I got like a whole month. But yeah, I meet with one of the people tomorrow for that. And then February, man, is just nonstop. We got the comedy show. The comedy show is February 13th. I know some of y'all seen me at that comedy show before. So we coming back with the comedy show. Wepa! We coming back with the comedy show. Um, I ain't gonna lie. What date I just said? February 13 or 12? Somebody help me. Lord of mercy. But I believe it's the 12th or the 13th. Shit. I got the flyer somewhere. Trust me. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Cause I'm hosting. I gotta be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping. But got the comedy show on the 12th. I got a big performance that I'm setting up at the end of February. I don't want to speak on that because I need it, we want things to manifest and come through. But February is gonna be busy. February is gonna be busy. That's actually what I'm doing this weekend. I'm gonna focus on my calendar. I'm gonna stay inside for a couple hours and do the rest of my planning for the month. Write down my plans for February and March, because that's the first quarter. January, February, March, that's the first quarter. And how I like to plan my year, I like to break it into quarters. So I'll write out my plan for the first 3 months, next 3 months. Those are like the big, you know what I'm saying? And then you could go into those 3 months and then make notes of, little shit plans throughout the day. You feel me? And just kind of fill it in. You'll see how much you actually get done, opposed to you not writing it down and you just on go. You know what I'm saying? If you take the time and you write it down the night before, day before, you wake up in the morning, you already know what to do. You know what's ahead of you for the day, for the week, for the month. And now you can start executing at a high level because you're jumping in front of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm on. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. We got 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna play some music for the last 10 minutes. Again, if y'all have any other questions, feel free to ask. Cheyenne, what's up? What they do? Feel free to ask, or forever hold your peace. Forever hold your peace. No? Nothing? I bet. We going to the music. We going to the music, and we gonna come back and close the show. You zim you by Molly Music. You know what I'm saying? I was jamming to that. You know what I'm saying? At first it sounded like a Christian song. It sounded like a gospel song, but then he started saying, I hate you. I said, nah, it can't be. Unless he was talking to the devil. I ain't really tap into the lyrics, but it was a good song. It was a good song. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. We have come to the end of the show. First episode is officially over. The first episode of Work in Progress podcast. We made it. Congratulations. Congratulations to y'all tuning in. Congratulations to the radio station. Congratulations to me. for jumping in front of this and embarking on a new journey. It's a journey that I'm familiar with. Like I said, this is my third podcast, but this is my very first one solo dolo. You know what I'm saying? This is my first one that I'm doing by myself, and I'm blessed. I'm honored to be in this position. I always give it up to God first, every morning, every night before I lay my head, because without Him, none of this would be possible. So I just want to thank everybody that tapped in. I want to thank everybody that showed love. Thank you so much. It's always appreciated. It never goes unnoticed. I love y'all for real, for real. Let's continue to build this community. You know what I'm saying? This is the Work and Progress podcast. Let's continue to build together. Let's continue to love on each other, and let's continue to progress. Progress. That means we going up, baby. When we progress, you go up, you go up, you go up. And it don't matter how slow it's going too, as long as it's going up. As long as it's going up. All right? Again, this is the Work in Progress podcast. I am Alce, your host and creator of the show. This is Excitement Radio, excitementradio.com. And I'm out. Peace.